What up, traders? What up, investors? Ken here from Dyslexic Investor, and thank you for tuning in for another fantastic video. Jumping right into it, we're going to be looking at Tesla. Yes, someone somehow is doing a $200 million bet on Tesla. So let's kind of just jump into the trade real fast. So looking here from the options chain, someone today purchased the 16th of June of 2023, the $400 put. They bought 9,596 put options here at a price around 209.35. So we can just do a quick duplicate trade and then bada bing, bada boom. You can see here all highlighted. Let me get my nice little epic pen out here. You can see here $200 million smackers. Okay. So what does this mean? What this could potentially do? It is a pretty outlandish amount, but it is something within, I'm doing air quotes right now, reason, due to the fact that Tesla is probably one of the most heaviest option traded stocks currently in the market. So the break even, as you saw, is around 190. So there's potentially looking for this stock to come further down. That's what you usually do when you buy a put options. Again, we don't know, again, the full disclosure of what this trader or hedge fund or fund is doing with these options. They could be creating a spread. They could be just selling some of the puts against some other positions they have. That could be a potential hedge. We don't know, but it's a very large order within the realm of options. Again, $200 million is not even a little bag of change here. So diving into the potential what could happen in the market. As you can see here, just a little recap. Tesla has been trying to get out of a really bumpy water here. But what I mean by bumpy water is this green EMA, this green dash line is the 200 EMA. And it has had significant troubles on trying to get above it. Of course, we're looking here on the daily side. This has just kind of been bouncing around. It broke past towards the summer of last year and kind of got a little bit above that water break line. But ever since then, it's been kind of still having somewhat of a downtrend here. Again, that really bad low of around $100 this beginning of the year had a tremendous recovery, but that came in right into resistance. Again, that green darn dash line, the 200 EMA on the daily side, has just been kind of stopping it out. Like what's going on here? Is it just getting overheated? What's potentially happening here? Again, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. Could be it's just run up too much. There's just maybe some overhead pressure. It's a very strong line of resistance. We don't know. I can speculate on all I want, but we just don't know. We just have to respect that area. With it, zooming into more of the criteria here, this is again that large recovery we saw above $100 coming into earnings. Jumping over earnings. We just had the first Q1 total numbers of vehicles sold substantially higher. Now people are fearing that, hey, margins are going to be crushed because of the cost of the vehicles being cut multiple times this year already. So be your heads up for the 419. I don't know why they didn't do 420. Elon Musk, you should change your conference call. I'm surprised that you kind of missed that one on that one. So what I want to do as well is kind of look through different lenses here of the market, especially the Tesla stock. So looking here, the same kind of more of a dumbed down chart, but this is on the weekly side. And you can see, again, we're at 414. Basically, that's the high that we had in, was it October or November of 2021? Seems such a long time ago. People, I like to draw sometimes to kind of just better graph this, is just kind of drawing the overall trend. These aren't the perfectest lines, but it is kind of telling a story here, or a narrative, and just the pressure that Tesla's been under. Not just Tesla, we're talking a lot of these other stocks that, especially within tech sector, has been pretty much punished over the past like 18 months. And not getting some sense of relief, but coming in right into that wall of resistance. So potentially looking at this kind of still continuously playing out. So where could that level continue to be here? We can kind of extend, extend it the wrong way, extend right. is where we're going to be coming into here, basically around right above that $200 marker. So with that trade, again, that trade is basically how many days out is that? That is total of that's the 16th of June, so 73 days. Okay, so the expected move from now into that time frame is around $45. So can it break out? Yes, it has earnings. We know Tesla, especially around earnings, can do pretty remarkable things, the positive or the negative. The bulls can really just take the steering wheel and go from there. Looking through another lens of technical analysis of the potential trend here, we are kind of trending. Kind of makes sense here. Red is kind of like bearish, kind of downward trending, and just not really formulating a pattern. White means it's transitioning from one to another. And we're kind of seeing it go white to teal, which teal means it's kind of trying to build a trend and go higher. As you can see here from that 2020 frame, it was nothing but teal, as they say, going up on this chart here, and that break between some of those areas there. Going into another lens here, we're going to be looking at some Darvis box. This is something that I've been incorporating on some of my trading to help with trends and basically kind of keeping the way of flows of potential levels to look for. And that level is kind of coming around 217. So I'm going to put a visual marker there. So 217. So we kind of go back to, we can go to this one and we'll draw those awesome lines here again and kind of zoom it out here. This basically comes into right around that line here. So we're really looking for that 217 to potentially to be a breakout level. And again, that 217 is within that range of what we talked about on those options that this huge hedge fund put in place. At the same time, on the flip side, we want to look at the bearish pattern, which anyone could do, really, right? There's always different folks trying to tell different stories here. And we can go back to that very first chart I showed you, that 200 EMA here. That has been pretty significant on kind of stopping that potential move here, with a bunch of potential really kind of negative sentiment from a lot of people saying the banking crisis is not over, to all the other kind of various things that are going on in the world economy. At the same time, we can I want to go through this. This is another lens of looking at some technical analysis. These are standard deviations. And that standard deviation line we're currently looking at is around 217, 221, which is where the purple is. And that's usually what stocks stay in that are a little bit more higher beta. Like Tesla is a pretty high beta stock compared to the S&P 500. And it does move quite drastically because it has a very outlandish, very much open-spoken kind of CEO who kind of does what he wants and says memes and takes poops on the toilet and then creating a Twitter spaces and makes calls on it. Yeah, that's Elon we're talking about. At the same time here, charting wise, that purple area, which I'm kind of highlighting here, has been known to kind of keep in its range. Yes, it has broken through multiple times on the red side, which is the 3 deviation, which is probability very unlikely. If it does break through that threshold, it usually doesn't last long, and it kind of comes back into its little channel here. Want to go through another one here. This is kind of the same thing, but I want to kind of talk about where the RSI here on the bottom is. It's kind of been around the 50 percentile, which is a little bit It's not breaking out, going a really high RSI, which is the relative strength index, as we saw basically the 2021, the 2020, and so forth, that high that we saw in 2021. And then that potential higher high in 2022, 2021 going into 2022, which tried to make multiple times, trying to get above 420. Want to do another chart here. This is another indicator to kind of look at that RSI, but looking at a daily time frame, but going back, I think this is max. Yeah, max of the whole chart. So this is, as long as Tesla's been trading, this is what the chart has been looking like on a daily side. Nothing really too much to tell here. Nothing to tell here. This is day trading stuff. But again, what we're looking for is this potential level here to kind of see if it does break out. On the bearish side, we really have to break low below the 160 to 150-ish range. I know that's quite dramatic there, but again, it's earnings. Anything can happen with Tesla earnings, right? So that little, very simple floor support is around 166. That could easily be broken with any kind of earnings or negativity, margin crunches, anything you're hearing on the conference call. If the staff or the executives don't spin in a certain direction, that can easily kind of create a crater and really just have the bears come in and just pound Tesla stock into the ground, which, as you can see, there are quite a few bears much more outspoken on Tesla the past couple months than it has been ever in its lifetime, to be quite honest. But yeah, on that note, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any comments or questions, please put them down in the comment section below or just reach out to me via the Discord. Again, thank you so very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Kenneth on the Dyslexic Investor. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.